Welcome to the Game Haus Overwatch League Recap, Week 3, where we go over all the games that you might have missed. To start it off, we had the Seoul Dynasty and the Shanghai Dragons. The Seoul Dynasty have always been a very calculated team. This has been exploited by the Dragons in the past, which made the very first match of the day exciting. On Volskaya, the Dynasty had a couple of moments on attack where they didn't look too convincing. However, they managed to take their calculated aggression to a narrow 2-1 win, defending the last point on defense. Lijiang Tower didn't look nearly as close. The Dynasty took control of each point early and barely let Shanghai get any percentage on either. They took the map 2-0, landing them a 2-0 series lead. Shanghai seems to have found a great strategy on King's Row, with Roadhog and 2 tanks keeping pressure on the low ground. Seoul's dive fell flat on offense, not able to get a single point. Not only that, but the Dragons were able to grab the point quickly and grab their first point of the series. Route 66 started off very poorly for the Dragons. Apparently unable to carry the momentum forward, Seoul were able to get the large majority of kills and pick up all 3 points. Reminiscent of King's Row, the Dragons seemed to have some viable strategies up their sleeves for the final push, but weren't quite able to close it out. Seoul went on to win the map 3-2 and the series 3-1. For the second match of the day, we had the San Francisco Shock and the Dallas Fuel. Both of these teams have been looking hot and cold recently, so no result could be truly that surprising. Baby Bay looked on form out of the gate on Volskaya, helping the Shock take both points very quickly. However, despite San Francisco's strong start, the Fuel battled back equally strong and the map ended in a tie 4-4. The second map of the series gave us a couple of highlights from Effect, but inevitably the Shock came back and won the map 2-1, giving San Francisco a 1-0 lead in the series. The Shock continued their momentum onto King's Row, pushing through at a consistent pace to get all 3 points. Their defense was also looking quite good, as Baby Bay's McCree stopped Dallas from getting to the second point. Shock had won the series 2-0 at this point. The last map took us to Route 66. San Francisco had the first attack opportunity, and their trend of consistent, powerful pushes continued, as Dante's Tracer did a phenomenal job of pushing to the third point. The Shock's tank line didn't disappoint either, as they defended the second point and took the series 3-0. The third and final match of the day was by far the most hyped. The last time the LA teams faced off, the Valiant were able to reverse sweep the Gladiators in an impressive show of resilience. The Valiant came out strong for their attack on Hanamura, but the Gladiators put their shields up and started winning the fights on the second point. What looked like an easy win for the Valiant in the beginning stages turned into an extremely close slugfest between 2 talented teams. After 2 attacks each, the Gladiators had a time advantage and narrowly took the first point, taking the map 5-4 and earning the first win in the series. Lijiang Tower was also a huge heartbreak for the Valiant. They quickly got a 99% in the control room, but the Gladiators came back and won the point with a great Zarya McCree wombo combo. The Gladiators narrowly won the second point too, going up in the series 2-0. At this point in the series, there was a huge question mark because of the history between these teams. Hollywood was next. The Valiant took the first point convincingly, but Asher's Widowmaker oppressively held the sightlines and held the Valiant off at point B. The Gladiators pulled off a great offense as they won the series with 3 wins. The Valiant came alive on Gibraltar, taking the payload the distance and finishing the map. The Gladiators were able to copy, but they weren't able to quite close it out on their second offense. The Valiant also fell short on their defense, not being able to match the Gladiators' push despite their courageous overtime surge. The Gladiators ended up winning this match 4-0. This was by far the closest 4-0 of the Overwatch League to date, going the distance on nearly every single map. Thanks for watching the Game Haus Overwatch League recap. Tune in every day after the matches to catch up on what you missed. You can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and from our house to yours, keep it here at the Game Haus for all your sports and esports needs.